Welcome everybody. Y'all ready for this? The Hustle. My name is Steve, and these are my co-hosts.
I'm Talia.
And I'm Tek and You may have heard me on radio, you may have never heard of me at all, but that's okay.
Cause y'all gon' learn today. Your whole life was a struggle, had to make it out the jungle. This is a show for you. Welcome to the hustle, under pressure that will break a foe. Keep chasing your goals until you blow. Now, welcome to the hustle.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Hustle Podcast. We're doing them back to back today because we have very special guests in the building. We got heavyweights, legendary people in my eyes and a lot of people's eyes from New York. We got my man Ruste motherfucking Juxx from Crown Heights.
Yeah. What up? What's going on?
What's up, man? It's nice to have you on the pod, bro.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
As I said on the last episode, this series of 3 episodes is definitely going to be, some of the most honorable, amongst the most honorable episodes we've ever done. So I want to just extend a gracious thank you in all sincerity for coming on the show. We super appreciate it, bro. It's a super good look for us, man. Ruste Juxx in the building. Steve, are you awake yet? You still nervous? You feel better?
I was nervous before. I'm still a little nervous. You know what I mean? It's not every day that we have guys from New York coming on the podcast. We got a lot of local love, but it's different getting that international love. So thank you for being here, Ruste. Thank you.
It's about fucking time, realistically.
Exactly.
We deserve this shit.
No
all right?
doubt.
That's really the way that I feel. Steve, I know you probably got some questions you want to ask. I'm going to let you go ahead and do that. I'm hyped up now.
So, Ruste, I asked Illa before, how does it feel to be back in Canada? You've been here before.
Mm-hmm.
Did you come to Montreal last time or you had to skip it? I'm not sure.
I don't remember if I was in Montreal last time, but I probably was. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I feel like he was, though.
I think there was a show with Torre.
I think I was.
Was there a show with Torre and you were on it by any chance?
That was another time because I was out here.
Because we had a show over here.
Times.
And I'm pretty sure somebody was saying Ruste was on that show. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I'll ask him when he's here.
But it was after that, though, because that when I was out here with Torre and Marco, that was 2010.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I was out here like I think 3 years ago.
Was that track Nobody?
3 or 4.
That track Nobody was
yeah.
Walking down the block, slapping the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, man. The director, he did his thing, man, with that video.
The visuals, like back then, because like I remember seeing it back then. I'm like, holy shit, bro! There's like explosions in the background. This guy's throwing a grenade. He's like fucking grabbing a bike, throwing it.
Yeah, he was like, yo, just do it, act like you're gonna do this, and all that shit came out crazy. Like, put a bat in my hand and knock the don't walk sign down.
Yeah, that was dope.
That's fine.
As far as like videos, like since we're getting right into it, what are your ultimate favorite videos? I know you had that one with R.A The Rugged Man. You guys are in the dojo.
Right.
That one's a sick one.
That's R.A video, yeah.
That's R.A.'s video. You have your other one, No Prince. Is that R.A.'s?
Yeah, that's mine.
Yours is No Prince. That one was that one line that I keep promoting all month. I was promoting it. Like that Russian told Rocky, "I'ma break you."
Oh yeah.
Like, I love that line. You know what I mean? It like gets me pumped up when I hear it.
Yo, we freestyled that video, man, and that shit went like, I don't know, like almost 1 million views and shit, man. That shit went up.
It's a hard track. It's
on 2 different YouTube channels. Yeah.
Like it's a hard track. Sometimes you just have to freestyle it. Doesn't have to have a bunch of gimmicks or big thought into it. You know what I mean? You just do it. People are gonna love it because at the end of the day, you need a little visual just to accompany the music.
Yeah,
right.
It doesn't matter what it is. You need a little visual to accompany the music.
Definitely, man. That's what.
That
and
beat.
already, you know how he is already. He came over there crazy and shit.
Super creative.
He was kicking garbage cans and shit in the spot where that shit was fun filming. That shit was
But
dope.
you know what? That's what's missing in a lot of fucking videos today. Is just the creativity. It's like guys think we're just gonna stand in front of a car. It's like, bro, do something. Like show your personality a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that's what a video is for. It's for you to showcase who you are as an artist. You know what I mean? Like,
And I feel like it's a full circle moment for me too, because I have a collab with you. I'm not sure you even remember this. It's been like plus 10 years. You know what I mean? At least 10 years. We have a collab. You, me, Block McCloud. It's called Tomorrow. You, me, Block McCloud, and a guy from Greece called Constantine the G.
I remember that name.
So when we did this track, it got around 20K on the YouTube. You know what I mean? A lot of people loved it. It's a dope fucking track. Just having Block on the hook, having you coming in at the last verse, it all went hand in hand.
No.
Then I got the opportunity to see you in Greece. I think it was a few years after.
Oh,
you were in
okay.
Athens, Greece.
Yeah, we was in Athens.
I pulled up on you at the barber shop. Back then, I was like bald, looked like a real cholo and shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You still look like a fucking real cholo.
It was some shit going. But go ahead.
So yeah, it was Greece. You know what I mean? I got the call. I was there for 6 weeks. Like going around, and I got the call from Gogo, the barber, saying, "Yo, Ruste Juxx is doing a show tomorrow. He's coming here to get a haircut." I'm like, "Yo, pulling up." So I pull up, and I remember telling Gogo, "I'm like, Gogo, play the track." So you're getting shaved up. And you just hear yourself rapping, like you probably didn't even remember. It was like years before.
Damn, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Oh shit.
Yeah. Then you fucking ripped it up. That show you did that night.
Yeah, man.
Couple hundred people.
I had fun on that. That was the Ready to Juxx tour.
Yeah.
I had that album out with VS the Best. Yeah, that shit was dope, man. I remember Athens. That shit was like, it looked like some ancient shit. Where I don't remember which. Yeah, it
is some ancient shit, bro.
There was a lot of shit going on out there, though.
I think it was
like the protesters.
Right? Yeah.
It was like.
That's when like Greece was like going to the fucking sinking and shit.
We was watching the news.
Yeah, man.
Did it feel dangerous out there though? No, he was like, nah, I'm from fucking.
Well, look, back then there was economy was in the shit, and there was also, I think it was around the time they killed this rapper. There was like this like left wing, right wing. What do you call it? Neo-fascist.
That's
group?
Definitely right wing.
Right wing. Neo-fascist group in Greece that was trying to break into the government. And there was this rapper, hip-hop artist from the Athens that was always talking negative stuff about that crew. Right. And they ended up catching him one night at a spot and he stabbed him like 10 times or something. So he died. And that's what caused a lot of riots and protests. And could be that time period.
Oh, okay.
Could be that time period.
I don't remember what was going on. I just know it was like they was talking about it, the promoters, and it was on the news.
How long were you in Athens for when you came down?
I did that show, and then I was out like the next. I don't know. I think I was there like 2 days or something like that because I know I was I chilled for a minute before I did the shit before I performed. Probably was there like 2 days.
Okay, 2 days. Did you get to show you a little bit of the country?
I ain't get everywhere, man. I took a few pictures and shit, but. Yeah, I ain't get to stay like that.
See, look, it's like when you see that smile on somebody's face when you get to experience something.
Yeah.
It's the same way when we had Basics on the show and he was talking. He's like, "Yo, when I walked around that corner and I saw the Eiffel Tower for the first time, it's like it just like it's that experience. You're like, yo, my music took me here."
Yeah,
That's like some dope shit, bro.
When I've been to France 1,000 times, but when I went, I never been like right up to the Eiffel Tower. But when I was out there 2010 with the Marco Polo and Torre tour. The what was called the Double Execution tour.
Yeah, that's sick.
And when we hit Paris, I was getting a tattoo. He did this. He did Crime Heights on my arms, and his studio was like it was real high. But when you look out the window when it got dark, the Eiffel Tower was like right there, like across the street. That shit was like crazy. The lights was like dancing off that shit, like, and then it was like a big light that just like goes around like this and shit. That shit looked dope. I was automatically thinking like, damn, I gotta shoot a video over here. Shit, like when I seen the visuals, that shit was fire.
Like if cell phones like today were back then,
I could have caught something. Yeah,
100%.
When you have that background, easy.
Yeah.
Overall, like doing all these, performing in all these countries, which one was like your favorite place that you've been to? Something that really stands out in your mind?
I had this question a lot of times, man. I don't know what's my favorite place. You know what? Because I probably haven't been there yet. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
What place had the baddest bitches? I need to know. I need to know. This is going to be the running theme of the fucking podcast today. I need to
listen. If you know Ruste Juxx, you know I've been with my wife since 2003.
I respect the answer. I respect the answer.
You know what I mean?
I respect it.
We strong like a motherfucker. Nah, it ain't even no bullshit. Like, like I'm just trying to cover up. But like,
no. I genuinely respect it because we was talking about this in the car just now. I'm in the same boat. So I respect it, bro.
I'm disciplined. I love my wife. And to me, I feel like I couldn't never do that because it's like I'm with her every day. Like this, it shows your character. Like people that really like, it's one thing about, you want to have sex with women is bad and shit, but like if I do that to her, I could do that to anybody. Right. You know what I mean? Just do her dirty. Like
it just shows that you're not a trustworthy person.
You know what I mean? With my kids and shit. So It's something different, man.
Well, now I feel like a piece of shit for asking that question.
Nah. Yo, everybody living their life, man. We,
look, you're going out on tour, bro. You're keeping your head on your shoulders. You're keeping your pants buckled up. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're doing the right thing. Yeah. You know, you're family, man, bro.
No doubt.
Kudos to that. Respect to you.
And also, listen, I mean, not to harp on it, but it's commendable because there's not a whole lot of that type of talk going on in this culture right now. You know what I mean? It's really like, so that's commendable.
I don't got time to lie no more. Like, I ain't got. It's too much. It's gonna come to light.
Yeah.
It always do when I do that shit. So I was like, I can't even do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's get away from this topic for a second before the missus gets a little peeved at it. You know,
I think he listen. The way he answered, there's nothing to be mad about, bro.
But I got something else I want to touch on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's take it back to the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was around 14 years old you got into making music?
12.
Yeah.
Your
brother?
No, my uncle.
Your uncle.
Yeah.
See, look, I do this research online, bro, just trying to get all the fucking facts I can.
You smoke
and
too
it's
much
always
weed,
fucking wrong. So thank you for clearing that up. So tell us a little bit about it, how you got into it.
Yeah, my Uncle Ray, man. My Uncle Ray, he was fucking the dopest rapper to me. You know what I mean? And when he, I always looked up to him. And he came to live with me and my mom's for like a year. He when he came out of jail in like 90 or something like that. So he was living with us and working. And when he came there, he had a box full of composition books, like at least 20 books, you know what I mean? The black and whites, you should go to school with and shit. And full of rhymes, you know what I mean? And he used to be spitting all of them like just like a cappella. He never recorded anything, you know what I mean? But he had dope songs that the whole concept ride with it into the hook and everything, you know what I mean? So I knew his shit, or, I memorized them. I got them in my head to this day. And so, when he was there doing that, then I was loving hip hop since I was like 4 or 5 years old. Seriously.
Yeah.
So, but when he came in with that, that's what made me start writing and shit. You know what I mean? That shit just set it off, yo.
You mentioned those books, bro. I remember having
100%
those books. And those were like
black
gold,
and white compositions.
You know what I mean?
You gotta write your name, your class.
Had a flood one time. Had a flood. Half the shit got soaked. That was like the worst.
They got the timetables thing on the back.
Yeah.
Okay,
so hold on. Did you ever get to have that kind of full circle moment with your uncle to where it's like you've had all of this success in the music shit, and you just get to chop it up with your uncle and be like, yo,
listen, and rest in peace to my Uncle Ray, man. My Uncle Ray passed away like I think it's been 3 years now.
God bless.
And my uncle, he got I think 7 kids, man, and beautiful family, you know what I mean, his wife and everything. And, his legacy is going to live on forever, you know what I mean? But I remember when I first rhymed to him, and he was like,
that ain't it.
You know what I mean? But then another time, I think I was like 16 and shit, and I had to come, I had left my mom's crib, and I went to stay with him and shit. And when I went over there, I remember when I started spitting for him with the new shit I had, and he was telling his homeboy, he's like, yo, my nephew was nice. Then I was like, yo, that shit, when he did that shit, nah, for real, I was like, oh, shit, yeah, like, he was, you know what I mean? He was proud of me with that shit. It was crazy. But, he's seen everything, man, all my success, like, everything you know what I mean? I was, he don't really do the phone thing, so I always hit his wife on WhatsApp and send her videos and be like, yo, let Uncle Ray see this. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, mad shit.
You're like,
so
in Bolivia right now.
He was always like, yo, that was dope, nephew. You know what I mean?
That's good, though. That's amazing that you got to have that validation from him.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah.
When did you get that? When did you link up with Sean P? Like, when did
Sean P?
Yeah.
Yo, I just posted a post too with my man R.A Man. I had a manager around 96, 97, something like that. My man R.A, and he was, I was dropping vinyls and singles, and he was just taking me around to different studios, fucking with producers and shit. And when he's Rock's cousin, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, yo, one time he was just like, yo, they working on their second album. I want to see if I can introduce you with him. Maybe link up, do some shit with him and shit. And he brought Sean Price around my way, around Crown Heights and shit. And Sean P was in the fucking passenger side, and he had just cut his dreads, you know what I mean? Because they had their shit for a minute. So he had just cut his shit, and he had his foot out the window, you know what I mean, or something. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, he was just mad comfortable.
I feel like it was a big ass Timberland boot.
Big ass foot out the window. I don't think it was Wallabies. He was wearing, it was like Clarks or Wallabies, one of them shits, Clarks. But anyway, you know what I mean? He got out and shit, and I spit for him. You know, first we said what up, talking and shit, but he loved it. And then it was a rap. You know what I mean? I was going over to Brownsville because that shit is like right there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like we cut off the end of Crown Heights, go right into that shit. And I was going there with them. Then I started, because I've been to studios going for years. You know what I'm saying? Recording I had albums and albums. But this was my first time fucking with artists that's signed to a label and had hits on the radio, and you know what I mean? Like, they went on tour, and you know what I mean? So I was learning all that professional shit with them. You know what I mean? How they had the budget for the studio time, and you know what I mean? Like, that shit was a great experience, man. Before you linked up with them, like, how tough was it to like make $1 off the music? Like, what was the business like? Oh, well, I wasn't in the business really, you know what I mean? I was doing music and, you know, trying to get on. I was doing shows and shit like that. But I mean, like, I didn't have a song. This, when I appeared on Magnum Force, their second album, that was my first, official appearance, you know what I mean? Guest appearance on a official project. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had singles. Yeah, I think I had a single out, but, you know, independently, but that was the first official joint. I mean, I can attest to your love for Sean P, because this is a little behind the scenes. I picked him up from the airport. We was driving to the B&B, and I was playing my little playlist and shit. Juxx looked at me, he's like, "Yo, you got any Sean P?" And I just handed him the phone. I'm like, "Here's the Spotify, bro, and just do your thing." He put that shit on right away, bro. I had to put on some monkey bars and shit. The love is real. Come on, monkey bars. I was actually there. Were you in New York with us when we went through that? When he dropped Monkey Bars? I don't think so. I think the first time I've been there, I came to Canada was with Sean P. Yeah. Oh, shit. We came out to New York to do some shows. We actually rocked one of the shows. It was the last Helter Skelter show, almost. Mm-hmm. I think it was in Brownsville, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, okay. Yeah. So it was at some Russian nightclub. Oh, you're taking chances, are you? Russian nightclub. Like some Russian. It looked like so run down in the front, but when you go inside, it looks so exquisite. They had like a chandelier and shit. Mm-hmm. And it was Sean P. Rock was there. I'm not sure if you pulled up. I think you did pull up that night. I'm not sure. There was FT. FT was there. Mm-hmm. Street Smarts. It was a good show. Yeah, shout out to FT. Shout out to FT, man. He was rocking with me last night at the South Mouse. He was at the Shabam Sadiq show. That's FT. My brother. Yes. Yeah, he was there. Yeah. When we did the Block McCloud show. That's FT is hip hop, man. Words. FT's got a story too, man. Like he's been around. He's been featured on so many tracks. Like he's like a staple in that scene. You know what I mean? Because I got a joint with him. Terminate. Was it Terminate that you guys are on? Yeah, that's a great track. You heard it on the Hustle podcast. We're making things happen in the music industry here, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we talk about it. So. No, that track Terminate, like it's like, I think it's a Godzilla beat sample. I don't know what it is, but it really gets you pumped, bro. It gets you pumped. You want to like start going out and punching people, right? Kaio Watachi. He's the producer. Whoa. He'll probably shoot you. I thought we were doing a play on the words, man. I thought we were going back and forth, bro. He's the producer. But yeah, like, never seen you this excited, Steve. See, look, the nervousness is gone. Good, I'm happy. I'm rolling with it. Kaio Tachi, man, like, great producer. You guys like work seamlessly together on these beats. Yeah. Do you have anything else planned in the future with him, or are you working with another producer? Yeah, no, we talking about it right now. I got a lot of projects done and lined up that's, you know, getting ready to come out soon. Like a lot of projects, man. Dope shit. But me and Kaio, we still talking about, we definitely gonna do it again. We got two classics, you know what I mean? Hard Body Hip Hop and Meteorite. And I love both of them shits, man. For the longest time, I'm pretty sure I thought Kaio Itachi was from Japan, dude. Yeah, because Kaio, I thought Kaio was Japanese. It's not in Japanese. I didn't meet Kaio until the album was out. We did the album on, you know, just online and shit. He was sending me the beats. I recorded it. I sent him the files. He got it mixed and mastered. We put it out. Then I started shooting videos for the joint, and then he came to New York. And that's when I was like, yo, this, and he's black. You know what I mean? He's big. I was like, yo, that's my brother. That was crazy. Crazy.
Did you feel catfish for a second? Like did the guy pull up?
No, he didn't ever say that. Nah, but it was just that's what I thought because it was, you know what I mean. That shit was crazy.
It's like he went to pick him up at the bus stop. He's looking for some Japanese.
Like, yo, kid. Rusty. Like he a big dude. He sound like a big dude too. You know what I mean? Like, yo, Kyle be killing me because he laughed like ha ha ha. I never seen nobody really. He be like
That's hilarious. That's some big guy shit though. Like you got to be a big guy to do that shit. He laughs like a giant.
Yeah, that's my brother right there.
So you said you got into music 4 years old, 5 years old.
Yeah.
What were your inspiration? Like, what were you listening to at home? What was your mom's listening to? And
well, it was another tape. It was a tape that my Uncle Ray he left in my house. It was just you know how you tape records off the radio. You know when songs come on and shit. And that shit had it had Stetsasonic, Ghost Stetsa. You know that. Like Brooklyn is a hip hop. You know that's the Ghost Stetsa.
We're not from Brooklyn, bro, so we don't really know like.
Hey, speak for yourself.
Yo,
I mean, I'm not from Brooklyn, but I'm saying speak for yourself.
Yo, Ghost Stetsa is crazy, man. That song. And anyway, it had that. It had Grand Poobah when he was with Masters of Ceremony. They had a song called Cracked Out and a song called damn, what's the other joint? I forgot the name of the other joint, but it had so many classics, man. Like I fell in love with all of them songs, man. It was just so dope. Every artist was, you know, themselves. You know what I mean? It was so original and shit. So I remember that tape right there. After that, I started recording, you know, shit off the radio like that.
Yeah.
That's what started me. I had to have my boom box in the room and shit.
See, like, everything he's mentioning and the whole Brooklyn feel. Us coming from Canada, it's like watching you guys and listening to the music and seeing what's going on through TV. It's like a movie to us. A lot of people don't understand the fact that this is reality for you, but for us, it's like, yo, they got the mafia doing their thing over there. You got this, that. Like, there's all. Trust me, it's a movie. You know what I mean? So, and the fact that you just mentioned iconic music, but it's like. It's second nature. You already know about it.
That's the thing. And that's the difference between growing up here and growing up there. Like I remember my first trip to New York, bro. And maybe it's just all in my head, but you know, I could feel hip hop. Like just being in New York. And again, it's maybe I'm insane. It's very possible. But I could feel it. I'm riding the train and I'm just like, bro, like I'm here, bro. Like I'm a different person when I'm in New York. I told shout out to Vanessa. I told my girl, we go to New York. Please be warned, I'm not the same person. Like you're gonna have to hold me back, bro. Like
when we drove up there, bro, like
I'm yelling at people out the window and shit. Go back to Jersey. I'm out of my mind, bro. It makes no sense.
It was what it was, man. But it was a great experience. And like you said, you go there, it's that aura. You feel
exactly. That's
you feel like what's Rihanna say? The dreams,
like Beanie Siegel, you feel it in the air.
You feel it in the air. Like where dreams are made of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know, that's Alicia Keys. You know what it is for me, bro? Is you look up at all those big ass buildings, and you're like, bro, like anything is fucking possible here. And like, and just to educate you a little bit on like where we come from, like in this city, there is no infrastructure for the entertainment industry on the English side. On the French side, they got the grants, they got the media supporting them, but as English artists in this city, there's nothing here for you. So it's really, you know, a lot of dreams unfortunately die here, and especially, you know, related to the entertainment industry on the English side here in Montreal. So being in New York, bro, it's just, you look at you're in Manhattan and you walk by Bad Boy fucking headquarters. Yeah. And you're like, God, that, like bro, Puff is upstairs right now. Like I'm not used to that feeling being from here. We don't have that access to the entertainment industry the way that you guys do. So it's a trip. It's a real trip for me, bro.
Like, how do you feel about the current state in New York right now? Like, is it hard for you as a New York artist to get played as compared to people from other states, from different genres?
I get played. A lot of New York DJs play my music, so you know I'm not worrying about High 97 or 105, and I would love if my music was played on, you know what I mean, on the station. But I'm just saying that's not something that I'll be shooting for. Like, go to the DJs to hit them with my shit. But, you know, so a lot of DJs like DJ Eclipse, a lot of dope underground DJs that's legendary DJs that's on Sirius. You know, they play my music.
Static Selector.
All the time, man. Like, Static, DJ Eclipse, Primo. Shout out to Preem too, man. Every time I always, what's the name of the joint? live from headquarters on this show.
Might have to get a serious subscription.
Yeah. Everybody got shit. I don't even want to go down the list, but it's a lot of
crazy.
dope MCs that got
shows
on there. Roxanne Shante.
Oh wow,
she got a show. A lot of people got shows. But yeah, man. So I appreciate all of that shit, man. It's a lot of DJs that's they just got other radio shows that ain't as big as that, like, but they still playing my shit. So
exactly,
you know what I mean. So New York, fucking with me, man. I'm good.
Good. Yeah, you got the gritty stuff. You got the gritty stuff. You got the loyal fan base.
And I'm not just, I'm international Juxx, so I don't even sweat that much shit because I got the, and that's courtesy of fucking with Sean P. You know what I mean? Once I got with Duck Down, and my shit was just,
took you to the next level.
Another market. You know what I mean?
How's the reception in Europe? Because I've always had this notion that, like, for whatever reason, they're just way more into the, I don't know if you want to call it boom bap or just lyrical hip hop, whatever you want to call it, that era. Mm-hmm. I feel like they're a lot more into it over there than we are here.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like, they be rocking the stage, like, like, it's crazy.
That's wild. That's crazy.
Jumping, like, it's bugged out.
Okay, so look, you're doing these international shows. Let's say you're in a country that you're like, these people do not speak English. Have you ever had a moment that you like forgot a line or you forgot like a chunk of a song and you're like, nobody's going to remember any of this. They don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. Yeah. And you're just riding the beat.
Nah, I mean, I messed up parts a few times and shit, but you don't want to make that a habit. But when I do that shit, I know that they ain't really, they ain't hear this shit like this. Yeah. But it's some people don't get it twisted. It's some of them out there saying that shit word for word.
Exactly.
So they know.
They feel it in.
You know what I mean? They like
German accent. You're like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, they know it.
That's crazy. It's wild.
What else do you have like cooking up right now, bro? Like you said, you had that stuff with Kaio Itachi. What else are you working on?
Yeah, me and Kaio, we talked about doing some shit, but we ain't started nothing yet.
Okay.
But I definitely, me and Rock got an album, man, and it's in the mix and mastering stage. We got a lot of dope producers on there, man. I got production from Freddie Fox, you know what I mean? Bumpy Knuckles.
Crazy.
I got, we got Vinny Idol. That's my brother. We got a lot of dope producers, man, and unknown producers and shit, because we was hitting up people online telling them we doing an album so they could send us beats and shit. And so then we picked a lot of dope ones, you know what I mean? And the album was called Crownsville, you know what I'm saying? So it's Crown Heights, Brownsville connected. And this was an idea that me and Sean P had originally. And, but now I said it to Rock one time when we was on a show somewhere. And he was like, yo, I was like, damn, I can't do this shit. And he was like, yo, but I'm here. And then I was like, oh, shit. And so we did it. I mean, we didn't do it then, but like, eventually we put that shit together. And yeah, man, that shit is dope. I got another album with my brother Skanks the Rap Martyr. Mm-hmm. Word. And it's that album is he's from Crown Heights, and he got a lot of albums. He got albums with Kaio too. And this one is fully produced by UG from the Cellar Dwellers. Shout out to UG. Phantasm Toll, man. Word. UG is dope he's a dope producer, man. I'm telling you. You already know he's ill rapper, but yeah, man, I just got a lot of projects, man. I got another EP with 9. I got an EP with 9. Crazy. Produced by the Snow Goons and his homeboy. He's another dope producer, but you know what I mean? I got a lot of projects, man. A lot of dope shit coming.
Bro, it sounds like there's a lot of stuff in the pipeline, and I'm just ready for it to drop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's take it back to Crown Heights, man.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like coming up as a teenager? Was it like a rough neighborhood that you had to steer clear of certain elements?
Yeah.
Or was it
I couldn't even steer clear of that shit though. Mm-hmm. but yeah, it was definitely a rough neighborhood, man. It was like it's I don't want to say kill or be killed, but you gotta live there. So you gotta make sure you you handle yourself a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was. I love the experience, because it made me who I am, you know what I mean? Because I've never been I got a lot of friends that's bullies and shit, and you know what I mean? And they love that shit, you know what I mean? They're aggressors and shit all the time. And I've always been a jokester, class clown and shit, you know what I mean? So, but my environment, molded me, you know what I mean? So I had to become a certain way or I couldn't survive.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, people got families and shit. like 6, 7 of them. Like I fought everybody on my block, all my friends, over and over. Like we got cool. Then next time they jump me. Then later, you know what I mean? Like growing up, it was just all over the place. Even when I was in the Star, because I got family from the Star. So I'm always on Lewis Avenue, Macon, McDonough. I'm always, you know, so I was a Bed-Stuy, Crown Heights dude, you know what I mean? But it was definitely rough. But I mean, I remember when I started rhyming, that took me somewhere different, you know what I mean? And then I was always like, I had a lot of friends and shit, but when I did the hip hop shit, that's when I started getting known. And,
it gave you a level of respect.
It changed a lot for me with that music shit. So, you know, that shit, because
you say it saved your life almost?
Not,
kept you
I
out
mean,
the
like,
streets, kept you out of doing.
Yeah, I mean, I was still, you know, out in the streets, but I'm just saying, like, that was my thing. So, you know, I had to do that shit. I was like, I'm not working. I'm not doing this. That's it. This is it.
Yeah.
I ain't want to hear nothing. So, you know, we just made that shit be known, made it happen.
Like, what advice would you give to somebody coming up in the neighborhood from your angle, from your point of view?
I mean, just think smart, man. You guys got to be yourself, man. Because, you know, you gotta pick your fights and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because growing up, I was always skinny and shit. And I could not be afraid of you, but I know I ain't going to win. So I got to think smart about how I'm going to handle certain shit. You know what I mean? And you got to be the same way with everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I can't bark on you because you look weaker than me. But then when this dude talking to me, you know what I mean? You got to handle everybody the same way. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of shit you learn, live and learn. You do that shit, you know what I'm saying? So
I think it's a New York thing too, that when it comes to the type of, when I meet somebody from New York, they always have that tough exterior.
Tough shell.
You know what I mean? My eyes 100%. Are on the back of my head.
Yeah.
Always weary of what
this is. When you eat in a restaurant, you got to be facing the window.
Shit like that. You know?
I do that to this day. My girlfriend's fucking crazy.
Like, I always feel like it's that scenario when you meet somebody from
bro, I mean, listen, you got to understand. We're from a small city relative to New York. There's like, 9 million people in New York? Yeah. I mean, you got to watch.
Yeah, I think when we were there. You got to
watch yourself, bro.
When we were there, was like a quadruple murder that happened. It was like all over the subway. I'm like, holy
every
shit.
time, listen, I'm not even bullshitting. Every time I've been to New York, there's fucking, you watch the news and there's like a fucking triple homicide, one fucking neighborhood over. I'm like, I was just on Pitkin yesterday, bro. Like, I got to chill. Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, before we get out of here, I just want to ask your opinion on the media in the States, like in the United States. Do you feel like when you turn on the news, it's pretty much always, if it bleeds, it leads? Are you used to it at this point? Because that's here, if you turn on the news, there's like a story about a cat, and there's a story about some lady that...
what news are you watching, bro?
Trust me, there's nothing on the news, man.
I got a joint with...
It's true, I watch CNN.
I said, Juxx is armed with ancestral wisdom. And I don't trust people that still trust the system. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, so that's tell you, I don't believe none of that shit. Mm-hmm. I don't believe nothing. I don't watch the news. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that shit's all fed to you.
There we go. Yeah. That's the best answer I could have heard. Before we get out of here, we usually have this thing that we do. You got to pick up that gem, Rusty. You got to pick up that gem? Yeah, that gem right there. You already dropped some gems already on this show, but we need that one ultimate gem for you to leave to the people.
Jim, I ain't no philosopher or nothing like that.
You gotta follow.
You kind of are a philosopher, bro, if you think about it.
Illa G came with a heavy one.
Well,
he did come with a heavy one. Facts.
You know what? I just tell you, just love yourself, man. Like, really love yourself. And I'm saying, like, you know, when you love yourself, then everybody else gonna have to, you know, follow suit. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ain't taking care of yourself, people gonna treat you like shit. You know what I mean? So love yourself, and to the artists, invest in yourself, man. Definitely, because you gotta put money into your shit. You know what I mean? Whatever you doing, like I got my own studio, shoot my own videos. You gotta pay for whatever you gonna do, man, and just stick with it. Wow.
Bam. Bam.
Tell the people where they can find you, where they can find the music, where they can buy the merch.
On Twitter is Ruste Juxx 357, RUSTEJUXX 357. On Instagram, I'm Rusty_motherfucking_Juxx. On Facebook /Ruste Juxx. TikTok, Real Ruste Juxx. YouTube, Ruste Juxx, official Ruste Juxx TV.
Well, I think you heard everything. You got all the handles. Thank you for watching another episode of the Hustle Podcast. We out.
Salute.
Welcome everybody. Y'all ready for this? The Hustle. My name is Steve Aramopoulos, and